This meeting is being recorded.
Hello, Dr. Powell. Today we are going to be discussing got milk and what kind. So we're going to go over a brief introduction. My name is Sydney Johnson, and today I will be acting as a marketing consultant.
And my name is Anaya Styles, and I also will be acting as a marketing consultant.
My name is Keenan Viller, and I will be acting as a marketing consultant also.
So obviously we know that there are stars such as Beyonce, Venus and Serena, Harrison Ford, Angelina Jolie, Rihanna, among many other stars that have also participated in the Got Milk advertisement, over 350 print advertisements, television ads, and so forth. But these ads did not convince the audience to buy milk. So now let's talk about some of the potential methods of segmentations for alternative milk products. We will discuss our demographic segmentations, our geographic segmentations, our psychographic segmentations, as well as our behavioral segmentations. For our demographic segmentations, we are discussing dividing our consumer groups based on their demographic variables. So these are statistical characteristics for human populations such as age, income, race, and identifiable markers used for customer needs and wants that tend to vary with some degree of regulatory based on demographic differences. So we have age, we have our generational groups. So we have our millennials, our Gen Zs, our Gen Ys, our baby boomers. For gender, we have our male and our female. Family, we have our multi-family, we have our single family. For our race and ethnicity, we have income, we have occupation, we have education, class, social class, we have upper, middle, and lower, as well as our geo-demographics. And we are now going to look at our geographic segmentation. So based on dividing our consumer groups based on their physical location and expressed as a popular approach, positioning its products by region density and population size and growth of population and climates, focusing on the needs and wants of customers by zoning in on their location and dispensing location-specific ads to its customers. We're going to talk about our psychographic segmentation. Our psychographic segmentation is known as our lifestyle and our values, and it's known for dividing our consumer groups based on their variables as personality, our AIOs, which are activities, our interests, and our opinions. And our market segmentation is a process of breaking down heterogeneous markets into groups or segments that have familiar needs, wants, behaviors, and responses to our particular market strategy. So we focus in on the frequency used in our market management to develop our marketing strategy that is focused on existing segments, and our quantitative measurements of our respondent lifestyle, personality, and demographics. And lastly, we'll be discussing our behavior segmentation, which divides into our consumer base on our similarities and benefits sought or product usage patterns, segmenting our audience based on our behaviors that they see, and you can create messages that respond to these behaviors. So for example, we are going to discuss our usage patterns, which are known as our usage occasions. So for special occasions, an example I used was with milk, with alternative milks. A lot of people during the holiday season enjoy eggnog, but there's also eggnog where you can use cashews, eggnog where there are almond additives, to where it's not milk-based, it's non-dairy. So with that being said, our benefits sought are identifying our groups interested in specific bundle of benefits, utilizing the other segmentation variables to further hone in on the profile of the core group that is attracted to your product and benefits. And I will be discussing our product. I will be discussing our product positioning and altering the perception of the company's name and products in relation to its competitors in the process of positioning. So our positioning our products to be in favor of the market outline the alternative milk such as soy, almond, oat, cashew, coconuts, almond, rice. It's very vast, and knowing that our brand stands out and it not only stands out, but it relies in the minds of our customers in their subconscious, and they never forget that these alternatives not only have their alternative dairy products at their comparable in price, size, and options, regarding health advantages, but these alternatives are more than affordable for their competitors. They bring sales closer to our consumer activities, and alternative milk products are gaining a competitive advantage within the market in its positioning. And the positioning not only helps our products stand out with their competitors, and they guarantee that there's a development for the market for this particular product. Now I will pass it off to Ms. Styles.
And today I will be talking about the thoughts about labeling laws. Labeling laws are important for consumers to be able to make informed decisions about the products being purchased. During my research, I found that the FDA issued guidance on labeling non-dairy products. This states that plant-based alternatives can use the word milk, but it just cannot be labeled just the word milk. Additionally, some states have passed laws that prohibit the labeling of non-dairy products as milk. For example, California has laws that prohibits non-dairy products from being labeled as milk. Plant-based producers are now still fighting to keep their rights to use the word milk in their titles, because now the FDA is raising question and concern that the labeling of some plant-based products may lead to consumers to believe that the products have the same nutritional value as cow milk. The thoughts on non-dairy products being called milk. I believe that non-dairy products should not just be called milk, but they should be able to use the word milk in the title. Many consumers want the satisfaction of being able to drink milk without having to purchase cow milk that comes from cows. People have different types of needs. Maybe you have lactose, or you just don't like drinking regular milk. I believe that plant-based milks are a great option, and although research shows that cow milk doesn't have certain nutrients, it does offer different properties. Like, for example, almond milk, it offers protein, fiber, calcium, vitamin E, and unsaturated fats. And it also it targets the people who just want a healthier option. Thoughts about plant-based milk. I personally love plant-based milk. I think plant-based milks are great. I'm an almond drink milker. I drink almond milk kind of regularly. I like to purchase it as well as make my own, and I believe that is a great alternative for cow's milk. I'm not a cow milk drinker. From my experience, it gave me increased mucus and inflammation in my body. Research shows that cow's milk offers great nutritional value, but from my experience, I was not a fan. I Even though I'm a plant-based drinker, I still get great nutritional value from drinking almond milk. There are also different types of plant-based milk, such as coconut, soy, peanut, oat, cashew, and rice milk. And also, I think this is great that they have different types of plant-based milks to meet the needs of the consumers, because it will fit into different preferences and their lifestyles. Is dairy bad for the planet? And do I believe in the statement Joaquin Phoenix stated? Research suggests and showed that there is a link between dietary dairy consumption and breast cancer. For example, they had an observational study with 52,795 women who consumed dairy products, and they saw a increased risk in breast cancer. Milk Dairy milk products contains an insulin-like factor that is a key factor in producing breast cancer. But along with cow milk having the cons to it, it also is known for bone health, also have vitamin B and also vitamin D, and it's supposed to be great as well. Joaquin Phoenix also made the statement that he is not a fan of the way that producers take the milk from the cows and they use it for other nutritional needs. He feels as though that it is not right for us to take something that it was not intended for humans, but intended for cows to drink and use it for our preferences and just to sell it. And a lot of my friends and I do believe in his comment and think that it is not right what they are doing.
Picking up where she left off, we'll talk about milk consumption and and the differences between the baby boomer consumption and the current milk consumption. Baby boomers grew up drinking milk with most of their meals and influenced the school systems to pair milk with cafeteria lunches. Similarly, growing up around my grandparents, we were always led to believe that if you drank a certain amount of milk for a certain amount of time, you will grow taller, you will grow bigger, stronger. The consumption of milk for this time was high because of the era of the milkman making weekly deliveries to houses. Dating all the way back to Virginia in the 1750s up into the baby boomer era, these home deliveries were very necessary. It was necessary because the milk was spoiled much faster due to the lack of preservation processes. But now the current consumption has rapidly decreased due to more options such as flavored, enhanced, and plant-based milk alternatives. Ms. Johnson will now talk about the correlations of age demographic and milk consumption.
So in front of us, we have the daily US fluid milk consumption by age. So if you notice that in the purple, it says children ranging from the ages of 2 to 12 years old. There is it's a steady site in numbers where you see it starts off where it's about a 1.6, 1.7 within that gap. And the number of 8 ounce per cup. And you notice that if there's a slight decline as the years go by from 1977 all the way to 2008. But in terms of the adolescents and adults, you notice that it's already decreased. It's already lowered at about 0.7. And it just goes lower and lower. And I think around the time when you get to 2007 to 2008, or 2003 all the way to 2008, you notice that that's around the time that those alternatives are being brought about, so that we are being introduced to these alternatives to where we're not relying on the mass production of these cows and the insemination of these cows. So I'm going to pass it back to Mr. Villery.
The big question is, will sustainability be enough for a drought to build consumer demand? And my answer to that question is yes. But first, we have to address the problem. The dairy industry, along with its facilities, has a long-standing history of causing environmental problems such as bad air and water quality due to greenhouse gas emissions and increased use of landfill waste. In recent years, consumer interest has shifted from traditional products to find alternatives that benefit the environment and help reduce their carbon footprint. Recently, I switched to a plant-based milk alternative. I prefer soy milk. It just helps with inflammation and just personal reasons. We were then tasked with creating an ad campaign centering sustainability, and the pitch is making progress one sip at a time. What's in your cup? The future of the milk industry should move to promote a healthier lifestyle with having little to no effect on the environment. But if we want to achieve this, we have to identify our target market. The target community should include people who promote health and are more conscious about products that they consume on a regular basis. These people would understand that packaging is just as important as the drink, and people that promote recycling and biodegradable packaging.
So to touch base on some of the references that we have in front of us, the FDA drafting the plant-based of milk to specify nutrition. So Ms. Styles kind of discussed some of the nutritional value discussed from the alternative milk sources, as well as the ones that basic milk provides, being the #1 in bone health, and also the dairy industry, where Mr. Villery discussed some of the baby boomers and the somewhat of like a little backstory of how the milkman was very prevalent within our history, as well as what do we know about milk? What do we know about regular milk? What do we know about almond milk, and the benefits to not only us, but also the benefits to cows and their calves as well. And next we discussed marketing management in terms of references, to where I gained a majority of my information regarding segmentation, as well as dictating who our target market would be and setting up that ad campaign to cater to our market and our consumers. And our fluid milk consumption continues a downward trend. I use the information regarding the graph, as well as Mr. Villery pertaining to some of the information on his slides. And now I will discuss my 3 takeaways. The massive advertising attention that the Got Milk advertising receives, the way the schools and other facilities endorse the campaign, similar to Michelle Obama's nutritional policy. However, instead of using influencers or celebrities, she used everyday regular children that go to school and that interact on a daily basis. And the market price of milk is determined by a range of factors, including guidelines set by the government and intent of using milk to not only raise the supply and demand, as milk prices literally go up every single day. The alternatives are kind of beating them in a sense, to where they don't have that demand as dairy or milk does currently. And the nutritional benefit that milk, which is dairy, possesses alternative milks that are non-dairy that won't compare due to the nutritional value that cows have. Like I said, in terms of bone health, milk is #1, cow milk is #1, dairy is #1. However, soy milk is a close second. It provides nutritional value. However, it will never be the same as what cows provide for us. And now I'll hand it off to Ms. Styles, who will discuss her 3 takeaways as well.
My first takeaway would be is there is a lot of controversy between plant-based milk and cow milk. Now within these days, now people want to promote a healthier lifestyle, and people are now becoming aware of the negative effects of cow's milk, and based on different people's personal experiences. Just for example, Joaquin's statement, due to the people inseminating cows just for personal use. A lot of people have an opinion about that now, and they don't believe that things are right. And so now plant-based milks are on the rise, and people just want a healthier option. And my next takeaway would be everyone has a different perspective on dairy products, and people want a healthier option. Again, having that healthier option is great now, because health is, promoted by different people, like Cindy said, Kim Kardashian, now she's promoting the healthier lifestyle now, as far as healthy for your skin and just your overall health, and everybody, just wants a better option now. And lastly, the label of products is very important for consumers to understand what they are buying. I also believe that the labeling laws that are put in place as far as for the plant-based products, I feel as though they should be able to use the word milk, but not just solely just the milk word, because people want to feel as though they are getting a great alternative to, milk.
And some of the takeaways that I got from this case, that there's been a steady decline in the traditional milk drinkers that started well before the pandemic hit the U.S. And it's mostly because people are always looking for a healthier alternative rather than stick to animal-produced milks. Sustainability in the milk industry will eventually decrease the carbon footprint that we leave for future generations if the conditions of the factories change. We thank you, and this concludes our presentation.